September the 10th, 2020. Guys, you're looking at images of the Gulf of Mexico and over the Bahamas. There's a system there that's just to the right or to the east of the Bahamas now that's expected to cross into the Gulf of Mexico tomorrow. Now, then it's expected to curve north up along the Mississippi River, Mississippi, somewhere in that area, and we're going to look at that. But this particular section here is now starting to wrap itself together. So we've got to pay attention to it, guys. There's another system that's trying to form here. Not much to it. They're saying if anything happens, it will be pushed south. But again, not much of a chance of that development, but we'll see. It's still a low pressure system setting there. But this one is the one to watch. Now let's back out, look at the National Hurricane Center. And here you have the 5-day forecast. Guys, again, Paulette, Renee are going to curve into the North Atlantic. More than likely, disturbance 4 will follow them because it's already as far north as the Cabo Verde Islands. Now, disturbance number 3 is the 90% chance of development as the storm moves further into the Atlantic. We're going to keep an eye on it because it is further south and it is headed towards the Caribbean. So this one we'll watch. It's still a few days out. Now, in the immediate future, again, that small system you saw in the Gulf of Mexico, which is in the yellow, is a 20% chance of development. And I really don't see much happening with it, to be honest with you. But the system that I just showed you here, 40% chance of cyclone formation within 5 days. Large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms centered a couple of 100 miles east of the central Bahamas is associated with a surface trough of low pressure. The system is forecast to move westward, crossing the Bahamas and Florida tomorrow on Friday and moving into the eastern Gulf of Mexico over the weekend. Upper-level winds are expected to become more conducive for development, and a tropical depression could form while the system moves slowly northwestward over the eastern Gulf of Mexico early next week. Now, guys, if it's gonna be across Florida and into the Gulf of Mexico Saturday, it's going to be moving quickly, more than likely. So go ahead. Again, it's just tropical depression to tropical storm at this point. Let me make sure you understand that because the water's very hot in the Gulf of Mexico right now. But it looks like if you were to draw a center area on the cone, again, it would be very close to the mouth of the Mississippi River. That will change, and we know it will. But this is what we're watching, guys. So if you're in your weekend plans, keep this in mind. And tomorrow, guys, in South Florida and all, you're going to have some gusty winds, tropical depression forming. Keep that in mind. Now, all of our friends over on the West Coast, let's take a look at those fires. They're talking about El Nino having a great effect on the forest fires, which are record-breaking this year, and this tropical weather. And here's what we're dealing with. This is at 6:18 p.m., guys, Central Time, so it's about 4:18 p.m. or so on the West Coast. And you can see the difference in the color of the smoke, which is brownish orange compared to the other clouds here. Now, again, they're talking about El Nino having the effect of the high winds pushing in here and the way it's affecting the Atlantic Ocean also. This low pressure system, guys, over Colorado in this area has been sitting here for 2 or 3 days now. It's not as cold as it was, but it hasn't moved. Very strange, very strange. But again, you can see along the mountain ranges and through California, down into Southern California, excuse me, this smoke. Again, it's kind of a yellow brownish, and it extends all the way up, going through Oregon. And they're talking about more people in some of these areas will have died or could die from how fast the fires are moving and how intense they are. And they arrested a guy today for setting one of these fires, by the way. Don't know what will happen on that, but they are definitely running the ridge lines, and we've seen that before. It takes a pretty sick person to endanger firemen's lives and people's property and their lives. 7 people have died so far. But I guess there's a special place in hell for those people. And whether it's political, whether it's regime change, whatever it is, You guys keep an eye out in those areas if you're driving back. Just keep your eyes on everybody on the road, what they're doing. The guy that got busted said when someone asked him what he was doing in the medium of the highway, he said he was looking for a camera. Wasn't long before that fire came up and they got the guy and arrested him. Now, because it is and where it is, whether or not he will stay in jail is another thing. But, guys, you keep your eyes on this, because if people are doing that, suddenly you can have a fire pop up anywhere around you. And we've talked about this for years as we watch these fires. But we're watching it, guys, again. I'll start focusing, and you guys on the West Coast, we're going to keep an eye on this. There's nothing that's very predictable about it, because your winds one day go to the south, the next to the east, the next to the west. Now you see them kind of pulling offshore. So very unpredictable. You have to watch it, and we'll keep updating on it. We'll be focused on the Gulf of Mexico and South Florida the next several hours and the next couple of days. As we're watching it again, you watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.